And just this is a fun idea just to get everyone together and sort of get on the same page about what we're going to do next week and hopefully help you sell a lot of CSA shares. So I have a couple ideas for you, and I expect this to be 20, 25, 30 minutes, and then time how I can hang out as long as you like for questions afterwards. And as I said a little earlier, I will send this out by email, the recording, so if you want to share it with anyone else, you can do that. This is the slides link. If you want to download the slides, you can do that, and I sent that out by email, so you also have it there. So just a quick, just sort of zooming back from CSA Day, just want to tell you a little bit about me so you get where this is coming from. I grew up on a small farm in southwestern Pennsylvania, and right now I live in Pittsburgh, and the farm's about 70 miles south of Pittsburgh. And this is a farm that, a 70-acre farm. We raise sheep and hay and various other smaller operations while I was a kid. Never a full-time living for my parents. My dad was a coal miner. My mom was an academic, and so I was more interested in technology and things as a kid, but as I got reinterested in agriculture in college and beyond, one of my core questions was, can this be a living? Can this be something that you could, um, you know, spend your time doing, and could this support a livelihood? So as I helped a farmer start a CSA in Western Colorado, what I really saw within CSA is that this was a path to farm profitability, that it could be if you got enough people together, that it could be something you could build a business on. And I love all the idealistic aspects of CSAs, and I love the relationships that we had with members and all of that. But one of those core things that I really saw is is farm profitability, and that's really what I want, as an overarching goal of my company, and what I want for you is to live a high quality life, to be able to take care of your land, and to pay your employees well, to take vacations, to save for retirement, and to invest in your farm. And so, I think CSA is one path to get there. And so I'm really excited to help spread the CSA message. And CSA Day has really been a fun way to do that. And so, really, why is Small Farm Central do this? That's my company, Small Farm Central. Um, we do it because I think that if when we all do better, we all do better. And so, as more people know about CSA, all of our CSAs do better. There's more word of mouth out there going around, and then conversely, my company does better when CSAs do better. And so, really, that's what it comes down to. I want to help you be successful, and that's what CSA Day is about. And so, just to give you a little background, like why February 24th, we didn't completely just pick this out of a hat. This did come out of the CSA Farming Annual Report when we did this in 2014, that the last Friday in February turned out to be the most popular day to sign up for CSA shares based on the data that we had coming through our member assembler platform. And so we thought, well, it took me a while to get around to saying, well, maybe this should be CSA Day, but this has been a really neat concept, and to see the way that people have taken this and run with it. We have there's the Hudson Valley CSA Coalition got a grant through the USDA, and they said they were going to put up billboards and do radio ads and do. I'm not sure what came of that exactly. I just saw on Twitter that there's now a CSA Day in the United Kingdom, in Britain, and so it's starting to spread internationally. So it's really been fun to see how this has grown. And so one of the core things that we provide in the for CSA Day is a promotional package. So you can download that at this address. And I don't know if you can click on those links. Maybe you can't actually click on those links from your click meeting area, but you should already have that in your email anyway. And I'm going to go over that a little bit today of what's in there. And if you do want to throw out a question in the chat, I'll try to answer it if I can, if I see it and I can't answer it. So today's agenda, I want to go through a couple things. I want to review the promotional package with you, just show you what's in there, talk about what we're doing for media outreach and how you could do some of that if that makes sense for you, and then help you prepare an outreach schedule for your farm for CSA Day week. This is probably the most important part of it, I think. And then also how to create an ad on Facebook that people in past years have had a lot of success with. So I'm just going to walk you through how you might be able to grow your audience beyond the people that are already listening to you and show them some ads just in your local area. And inside, so this is just so here are a couple slides about the promotional package. There's a couple different image sizing options. So we have images sized for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So depending on if you're using those different platforms, you can make sure you pick out the one. They just have some recommended sizes, and so we had our designer just size those exactly right. So small note. So a couple, there's the CSA Day with logo image that you can use to attach to posts. And of course, when you attach images to your posts on social media or say in your emails or wherever you're using these images, it makes them more compelling. And so these images come right out of the promotional package and you can use them to make things look really good and get people to check out what you're doing. So these ones just use the logo, a couple different options there. You can also use the stamp image that we had created for this year. And then I should note that within the promotional package, there is a editable file for all of these. So we've seen the ways that some people have edited these files. And so you can go in if you have a designer that you know or on staff or whatever, you can go in and change these images. And yeah, Justine, you're welcome. And Justine says, thank you for having the PSD files. Yeah, so we want you really to take this concept and run with it wherever you want to run with it. That's great. So this is a new image that we had created this year. And my concept with this is just that I want people to feel really proud about being a CSA member. And so that's the idea behind these images, that these would be images that you can send out to your customers and say, hey, post this on your own social media. So the idea would be that they would post it on their personal social media pages to say, hey, I'm a member of Dryer Farms or I'm a member of whichever farm, and this is a way to spread the message of your CSA, especially that is one of the opportunities of social media, right, is to reach out beyond the people who already know you. And so this is a way to do that. And I was just looking at some statistics about how people find out about CSAs for some of the presentations I'm doing. And by far the number one way that people find out about a CSA is through word of mouth. And so here's a way that you can use word of mouth. People can sort of show how proud they are to be a CSA member with these images. And another thing that just sort of where this comes from is I always say that in my marketing presentations that gratitude is free, and right, and so this is one thing that we can sort of give to people. And there's so many people trying to get in on this CSA trend in a lot of ways, and we have a lot of competition now. And so one thing that we can do is uh, have a lot of gratitude for the members and the way that they support us. And here's just a little concrete way that you can do that. And you can do that obviously in different ways throughout your business, and I hope you do. But here's one little way. And so, of course, I probably said this enough, but there is the directory on the csaday.info site. So if someone is going to the csaday.info site, we want them to obviously find your farm if they're in your area. So make sure you get in the directory. It's totally free, and make sure everything looks good in there. And we have about, I think it might be close to 1,300 farms in there. I'd expect to maybe get about 1,500, which is about twice, maybe more than twice what we had last year. So um, it's great to see all the participation there. Sarah asks, are you listing CSA Day promotions by farm again this year? No, we've sort of gotten away from that based on some of the feedback we got that Um, Essentially, I want to get away from saying that CSA Day should be something about getting dollars off a CSA share or something. And I'll say that a little later in the presentation. I have a slide about that. But we sort of de-emphasize that part of it. And so in general, the idea of CSA Day is like um, the narrative that you want to say to your customers is like, this is the day to sign up for CSA shares because we need your support now because we're putting seeds in the ground, we're buying equipment, we're putting labor that's going towards the CSA share for this year. So we need your support now. And then CSA Day is that hook. And certainly you can offer dollars off, you know, $10 off if you sign up by CSA Day. That's great. And you can certainly do that. We're just sort of de-emphasizing that and letting people do that on a case by case basis. Thanks, Mike, for posting the link. So, media outreach, I won't spend too much time on this, but we did hire, I was interested to see if we could get more media around CSA Day. So I hired a PR firm to work on media outreach. And the idea was what I really wanted was a national article, like in, I don't know, they were talking about USA Today or the AP or NPR or something to get a national information out about CSA Day. Now, nothing has come through so far, to be honest. We're in Pittsburgh. We've had a lot of Pittsburgh media. I've been on TV a couple times, and all the local papers are covering it. So we've had a lot of success here, I think, because of that sort of local. Since we're a Pittsburgh-based company, there's that local aspect of it that seems to be resonating. Hey, maybe we'll still get a national ad article out there. And if you, there's an email address here if you want to get in touch with the media team, and there is a press page, and there's information there about it too. So if you do want to try it, we've seen some farms are getting local coverage about their CSA, and there is an editable press release inside the promotional packet. It might be a little bit late now, but if you get on it in the next couple of days, if you have a good relationship with your local media, which you should, right? This is good free coverage, and they want to tell your story, right? And so just give them the opportunity to tell your story, and so okay, yeah, we're about full. It's telling me, so we have 95 out of the 100 people that are going to get in here. So I think it'll be just perfect, which is what I thought. So okay, so that's media outreach. I'll let you know. Hey, if we get some national coverage, that would be great. I'm not sure what the outlook is on that at this point. So, and they put together some of these media tips. You can sort of look at these later. I'm not going to go in depth with them, but be yourself, be conversational, and think in sound bites. Those all seem like good things when you're talking to the media. And then media don'ts. I don't think this is a no comment kind of story, but this is what they put in here. So I thought I'd throw that out there, and you can check that out if you do get involved with the media. Okay, so some ideas on how to use CSA data to sell shares, because that in the end is what this is all about. I want you to get out there and get some money in the bank so you can worry less and start farming more. So one thing that I'm suggesting that you do this year instead, and certainly you can still offer the dollars off, $10 off if you sign up by CSA Day. That's great. But one thing I'd like you to do is think about setting a goal for the week. And this is something that I've heard from a couple farmers that they want to sort of beat their numbers from last year or something. So the idea here is that you'll set a goal for that you want, say, 50 memberships by the end of CSA week. So it's CSA week. CSA Day is on a Friday. So the idea is that I'll pull this up, the schedule post during the week, that you will set a goal, and you want to set a goal that's achievable, but maybe a little bit difficult to achieve, right? So you may want to look at last year's numbers, see where you were, see what would be reasonable, and add a little stretch beyond that would be good. But the idea here is it's a little bit like I don't know, like an NPR fundraising drive, but you're saying, we need 50 members by the end of the week to make sure that we have everything we need to um, to start seeds in the greenhouse and start paying for labor and all those things that you need in a CSA. And this is a hook to get people to, because we want people to sign up now. We don't want them to wait until May or June when you're sweating about it. We want to get them in now, and so here's a way to do that: is to introduce a goal into the week. So this is just a sample schedule post during CSA week, and these could be social media posts, these could be emails. I think if you see this week as like a membership drive week, then even sending one email a day during this week and then toning it down after that, even one email a day to your lists and one social media post in your different areas, maybe more than one social media post, is something that you can do. And as long as you sort of contain it to this week and make it sort of fun, I don't think you're going to get too much pushback from your members on that, but that's totally up to you to figure out. But the idea here is you introduce CSA Day, and what CSA Day is, why it's important to get people in now, and then set your goal for that week. And that I would definitely want to send as an email. Tuesday, I'll write up something for you, and I'll send this out to the list at some point. But sort of a CSA cheerleading article. One thing that I've been talking to people about a lot, and that seems to resonate, is the idea that in a world of so many sort of intractable problems, like anything, pick your problem: political, economic instability, global warming, nuclear weapons. I don't know. You could just the new just go to the newspaper and look at all the problems in the world. And so a lot of these things are things that we are powerless to affect. But one thing that we can do in our lives is join a CSA. And once you join a CSA, you're touching, I think you're making your community better. You're making your farms more viable. You're putting better food on your table. You're adding this interesting piece to your life. So it's something that people can do. And so that's one thing that I'm talking to people about. Now I'll write something up that you could edit and send out around that idea. But that's what I call the CSA cheerleading. Give people that narrative. Like, why are they going to buy from you rather than going to the grocery store? What's special about joining a CSA? Why shouldn't they just go to the farmers market? You need to be able to answer those questions and give them an idea of what the value is. And then Wednesday, the idea here is to go back to the goal, say how far along you are in the goal. You set the goal of 50 memberships. We've got 20 so far. We want to get 30 in the week. And each one of these posts can talk about that goal as you go along. The Thursday post is Be CSA Proud. And so the idea there was to send out the image that said, like, I support my local farmer with the blue ribbon. And so you can send that out and ask them to post it to their page if they support their local farmer. So that could be your Thursday post. And then Friday is, today is CSA Day. Today's the day to sign up. We want your support now. We need your support now. And that one can be a pretty simple message. And then maybe next week you could follow up with them on how the whole week went and what feedback you got and how many members you got. So that's totally, that's just a sample. You can do, of course, whatever you want, and but that might give you a framework of how to think about the week. But try to think about, for the last couple of days this week, like, schedule this ahead of time. What are those things that are going to happen? What's the content that you need? I can provide you something for that CSA cheerleading, and certainly use the images that we have posted. And then there's so as I said before, you're certainly welcome to offer $10 off if you sign up by CSA Day. But in general, we've sort of gotten away from that a little bit, as I said, because I think that it's hard once you start talking. Yeah, I mean, I think that can be a nice thing to do, but we're just sort of backing off that. So one of the last things I'd like to talk to you about is placing a Facebook ad. We had a lot of people say that this worked really well for them last year. So I just wanted to quickly show you how to do this. And so the idea here is that you're showing an ad to people in your local area who um, who are not already in your tribe, probably. They haven't liked your page, they haven't followed you yet. But Facebook's a really great way to reach people because you can target these ads to a very specific area. And so this screenshot here shows you where you go to create ads. You click on that little triangle in the top right of your Facebook screen, and then you can go to create ads. And I should say that there's a million ways to do Facebook ads. I'm just showing you the really basic thing that you can do. You could probably spend the rest of the week playing around with it. And okay, so once you go to start creating your ad, you're going to set up your targeting for where this is going to show. And you can target this very specifically. I've targeted this on one zip code. This is my zip code. So you can target to zip code. Um, yeah, what demographics or interests are good to select if you're going to do a Facebook boost. I mean, that's sort of up to you to try to play with. I don't have any really concrete suggestions there, but if you start searching around it's in the detailed targeting, you're going to see there's things like local food, farmers markets, gardening, different things like that. And you can actually look at your Facebook insights and yes, yeah, that's like your Facebook statistics. If you dig through there a little bit, you'll see some of the demographics of your current audience, and you can actually, you can also, and so you might be able to use some of those to try to get you some ideas. But you can also, they have it called a lookalike audience, so you can show it to people who look like people who like your page already, but who are not already liking your page. So as I said, there's a million options here. I'm just showing. Um, I'm showing how you, yeah, it's a really basic thing. And then you can pick ages, you can pick genders and languages. That would be a good thing. It's probably, you might want to select language. I mean, gender is an interesting one because I was looking at some statistics for, again, some of the presentations I've been doing, and I believe in the California CSA member study, 90% of the people who join CSAs, and these are people making that CSA joining decision, or I guess they were filling out the survey, 90% were female. So that might give you an idea of how you could target that. And certainly if you have an idea of ages, you might be able to target that a little bit better too. Um, okay, so that's your targeting. I see there's lots of questions. I might have to get back to them afterwards. Let's just keep going here. So it's important to note that you can set a budget then. So think about what you want to spend. If it's, I'm not going to put an idea in your head of how much you should spend for this, but um, you know, you could spend, you can set it for a daily budget, you can set it for a lifetime budget during the week, and you want to set your start and end date here. And you can do different ads throughout the week, or you could just do one ad through the week, depending on how much you want to try to manage this and how much you want to look at it. But you could just set this to run just during the week, and then, here's 20 bucks a day, run it during the week, and be done with it. So it could be as simple as that. And then you get into creating an ad. And so again, you could take this as far as you want. You could create multiple different ads, look at what the response rate was for the different ads. But in general, you'll just put a photo in there and put some text, and then this will link out to your website for people to sign up and get more information. As I said, I'll come back. So that's sort of a real basic on how to do Facebook ads. Again, you could go through really deep online courses on Facebook ads, but that's the 5-minute version right there, and it's pretty easy to set up, and you can really target it down, which is really the nice thing. So just showing to people who are likely to join your CSA. And then you can use the hashtag if you want. This helps us connect the information together a little bit. This isn't really going to do anything super special for you, but it does let us sort of track the conversation, see what's going on, and sort of help people know that this is part of a bigger conversation that's happening across the country about what's going on in CSAs. So it can be something to do there. Okay, and just real quick, I'm not certainly not making a hard sell for what we do, but we run a CSA package called Member Assembler, which is a software service to manage the back end of running a CSA from payment to box delivery. So Certainly, as you grow your CSA, you might find some growing pains in the management part of it. So you can certainly look us up, but this is all a free service, so you don't have to. So okay, that's all I have to say. That was 26 minutes, right on what I said. Let me turn off the recording.